Hey there, art lovers! Today, we're diving into the colorful world of Henri Matisse, the French artist who revolutionized modern art. But forget what you think you know. We're about to uncover some little-known facts that lines make you see Matisse in a whole new light. Did you know that Matisse originally studied law? That's right, this master of color and form was once destined for a career in the courtroom. But a bout of appendicitis changed everything. While recovering, his mother gave him a set of paints. He was known to use a bamboo stick with a piece of charcoal attached to the end to sketch out his large-scale works. Imagine him dancing around his studio, wielding this makeshift tool like a wizard's wand, bringing his visions to life. They were constantly trying to outdo each other, pushing the boundaries of art in the process. It was like a high-stakes game of artistic one-upmanship that benefited us all. These birds weren't just models, they had free reign of his studio. Talk about a literal bird's eye view of the creative process. And boom, a passion was ignited that would change the course of art history. The Chapelle du Rosaire in Vence, France, is often called the Matisse Chapel. He designed everything from the stained glass windows to the priest's chasubles. It was his attempt to create a total work of art, a space where color and light could elevate the spirit. When illness confined him to a wheelchair, did he give up? Heck no! Picture that for a second, a studio full of people zooming around on skates, arranging giant pieces of colorful paper. It's like a scene from a quirky art house film. On the day before he died, he used a piece of charcoal tied to a pole to draw a portrait of his grandson on the ceiling above his bed. Even in his final hours, he couldn't stop creating. He invented a whole new art form, the cutout. Using scissors and painted paper, he created some of his most vibrant and joyful works. It's like he was saying, take that, limitations. Now, let's talk about his unconventional techniques. Matisse wasn't just about brushes and canvas. And speaking of visions, did you know Matisse had a unique way of seeing color? He once said, "I don't paint things. I only paint the difference between things." He often worked late into the night, saying that the quiet hours allowed him to concentrate better. So next time you're up late, just tell everyone you're channeling your inner Matisse. This philosophy led him to create works with bold, flat areas of color that seemed to vibrate with energy. From law student to art revolutionary, from rival to Picasso to dove keeper, Matisse lived a life as vibrant and unexpected as his art. Next time you see one of his works, remember, there's always more than meets the eye in the world of Matisse. His studio was like a treasure trove of exotic cloths, each one a potential spark for a new masterpiece. What you might not know is that it was originally commissioned for a Russian businessman's staircase. Can you imagine having that as your home decor? Unfortunately, the businessman backed out, leaving Matisse with a masterpiece and no beer. But here's a juicy tidbit. Matisse and Picasso, two giants of modern art, had a fierce rivalry that lasted for decades. Now, let's chat about The Dance, one of Matisse's most famous paintings. Matisse was also a bit of a rebel when it came to art education. He founded his own art school, but his teaching methods were, let's say, unconventional. He once told a student to look at that tree and paint it red. It wasn't about copying reality, but about expressing emotion through color. Here's a fun fact. Matisse kept doves as pets and often incorporated them into his artwork. Now, let's fast forward to the later years of Matisse's life. And here is a mind-blowing tidbit. Matisse's cutouts were so large that he needed assistants to move around on roller skates to help him compose them. But wait, there's more. Did you know that Matisse designed an entire chapel? Here's a lesser-known fact. Matisse was a night owl. Matisse also had a thing for textiles. He collected fabrics from all over the world and often incorporated their patterns into his paintings. And finally, let's talk about Matisse's last artistic act. So there you have it, folks, a colorful collection of facts about Henri Matisse that you probably didn't know.